3:04 a.m. A woman wakes up in her apartment and she cannot move. Not her arms, not her voice. In the corner of the room, darker than the dark around it, something is standing. 7 feet tall, long coat, wide-brimmed hat, no face. It takes one step toward the bed. She forces her eyes shut, counts to 3, opens them, gone. The next morning she posts about it online, expecting nothing. Within hours, thousands of replies. Same figure, same hat, same 3 words, he visited me too. Type 3 words into any search engine. The man in the hat. What comes back is not a movie, not a book, not a creature some author invented. It is testimony. Tens of thousands of accounts, posted from different countries, in different languages, across 3 decades of the internet, and they all describe the same thing. A figure close to 7 feet tall, a long coat or a cloak, a wide-brimmed hat, sometimes a fedora, sometimes something older. And where the face should be, nothing. He appears in doorways. He appears in the corners of bedrooms. He appears, most often, between 3 and 4 in the morning. And here is the part that should not be possible. These witnesses have never met. They do not share a culture, a religion, or a language. Some of them are children too young to have heard the story. And yet when they describe him down to the hat. Let me tell you about 3 of them. 1987. A boy in Ohio wakes to find a tall man in a hat standing at the foot of his bed, watching. He screams. The lights come on. The room is empty. His parents call it a nightmare. 30 years later, at a family dinner, he finally mentions it, and his mother goes pale. She saw the same figure when she was a girl. Different house, different state. She never told anyone either. A long-haul trucker crossing Nevada at 2 in the morning. Empty road for 100 miles. His headlights sweep a bend and catch a man standing on the shoulder. Coat to his ankles, hat pulled low. Not walking, not hitchhiking. Just facing the road, like he is waiting for something to arrive. The trucker checks his mirror. The shoulder is empty, and a hospice nurse, 20 years on the night shift, who says some patients in their final days keep asking her the same question. Who is the man in the hat standing in the corridor? Different patients, different rooms. He never comes in, she says. He just waits. One more. A security guard working nights at a warehouse outside Manchester. 3 in the morning, he is watching the monitors, and on camera 6, there is a man standing at the end of a corridor. Tall, coat, hat. He grabs his torch, walks the corridor, and finds nothing. Every door still locked. He goes back to the desk and scrubs through the footage, and this is the part he cannot explain. The figure never appears on the recording. But he does. The footage shows him walking into that corridor, stopping and standing completely still for 4 minutes, staring into an empty corner. He has no memory of standing there. He handed in his notice the same week. Now, science has an answer, and it is a good one. Sleep paralysis. When you dream, your brain paralyzes your body so you do not act your dreams out. Sometimes you wake up before the paralysis lets go. You are conscious, you can see your room, and you cannot move. In that state, your brain floods with alarm, and it does what a frightened brain does best. It builds an intruder out of shadows. A dark humanoid figure at the edge of vision is the most common hallucination in sleep paralysis, reported in studies all over the world. Add pattern recognition, the same instinct that finds faces in clouds, and the shadow in the corner becomes a man. Add the internet, and one person's story shapes the next person's nightmare. Case closed. Except, reports of the man in the hat go back to the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. decades before anyone could have read about him online. Many witnesses were small children who had never heard the story, and a portion of the sightings, like that trucker on the Nevada highway, happened to people who were wide awake. So what do you do with the reports that do not fit? This is where the theories get darker. Some believe he is an observer, something from outside our reality that slips in to watch, and the hat and the coat are simply the closest shape it can hold. Others point to Carl Jung, who argued that all of humanity shares a layer of inherited memory, and that a dark, faceless figure he called a shadow lives inside every one of us. Maybe the Hat Man is not visiting our bedrooms. Maybe he is already in here, and sleep paralysis just opens the door. And here is the strange thing. He may have been with us far longer than the internet. In Newfoundland, they tell of the old hag, a dark presence that pins sleepers to their beds. In Brazil, she is the pisadeira, the one who walks on the chests of people who sleep on their backs. Across Egypt and much of the Middle East, nighttime paralysis has been blamed on the jinn for over 1,000 years. Different centuries, different continents, one shared experience. Something dark stands over you while you cannot move, which means the hat might just be his newest costume. And the real question is not why people started seeing him, it is how long he has been making the rounds. And then there is the oldest theory, the ugliest one, that he feeds. That fear is a meal, which would explain why he only appears when you are paralyzed, alone, and helpless. People who claim repeat visits say the encounters got worse after they started talking about him, as if talking is an invitation, which raises an uncomfortable question about the video you are watching right now. I cannot tell you what the Hat Man is. Nobody can. All I can tell you is this. Tonight, or some night soon, you will wake at 3 in the morning for no reason you can name. Your eyes will drift to the darkest corner of the room, because that is what eyes do. And when they land there, remember, thousands of people stared into that exact same darkness, and they swear it stared back. If you have seen him, the comments are right there. And if you have not, sleep tight, or don't. I'm not your mum. If you made it this far without checking over your shoulder, you're braver than most. I'm Freaky DEEKY, and I tell the stories, the maps, the textbooks, and your nightlight would rather you didn't hear. There are 2 more on screen right now, the skulls pointing right at them. And if you want a little scare every week, subscribe, it's free. Unlike sleep after this channel, sleep tight or don't. I'm not your mom.